just kind of starting out programming, Claude Code, it is probably the most human-like AI coding tool that I've ever experienced, and it produces the best results compared to any other tool that I've used.
You said, I've been working on this, talking about Subscription Monster, casually for 3 days, and we already have a brand, a working prototype, and a really rough business plan.
Here's the landing page for Subscription Monster. So it's a very simple landing page, but this is a real screenshot from the product I ended up doing in those 3 days. This can probably be, as a solo developer with just AI, a $50,000 a month business. I think if you really push it, maybe this can get to 100,000, 150,000 solo.
Okay, so today's guest is Chris Ruroke, and let me say this. A week before we recorded this episode, I got on the phone with him and he said something that stuck with me. He goes, when I made my first app, I didn't charge $1 for it for 2 years. Literally thousands of people were using it, but I didn't think I was allowed to make money from something that I built. And so the moment that Chris built up the confidence to create a paid version of his app, everything changed. And Chris has built multiple profitable apps since then. And the cool thing is that he did that with no background in coding or computer science. He literally studied economics at college. That's why this episode matters. Because we're in this rare moment of time, this golden era, where if you're a builder with ideas and inspiration, you can build full apps completely solo. And so in this episode, Chris shares the full blueprint he uses from coming up with the idea and the brand to actually starting to build it on Claude Code. He leaves nothing off the table. One more thing before we get into it. This is the most ambitious AI build that we've ever filmed. To help you follow along, we also created a supporting document that goes step by step through the Claude Code section of this video. You can download it in the description below. But anyway, let's just get into this. Welcome to the Callum Johnson Show. You're an entrepreneur who's self-taught. You didn't have like a background in coding or as a software engineer. And despite that, you've built several like profitable apps using AI. And so it's not even just the fact that you've built them. You literally show people like every part of the process as you're doing it. And so here's where I wanted to begin. For the person that's sitting at home and they want to build something, whether it's an app or product, whatever the thing is, and the thing that's holding them back is this belief that, you know, I'm not a coder, I don't have this experience, like this just isn't possible for me. For that human being, what is the value to them of listening to the conversation you and I are about to have?
Yeah, I think that, and that is the exact person that I want to be able to speak to. It's that you definitely can. It's very possible. And honestly, now more than ever, I used to say that it was possible like years ago, because again, I did not have a coding background. I was supposed to go into economics and finance. If I can do this, you can do it. Now, because of AI, because of this year, I truly believe that statement is even more true. There's going to be a lot more builders. And I think after watching the episode, you will hopefully come to that same conclusion as well.
Nice. That's awesome. You know what? I want to make it tangible for people and really help them understand kind of what you've been able to build, coming from a place where, like you said, you literally studied economics in university. You didn't study computer science. If people take this episode in and they're able to kind of integrate some of the lessons and the value that you give, can you kind of, how does this show up in their life? Like, what is the impact been to you of learning some of these things, some of these AI tools that you're now using?
Yeah, I think it just opens up a whole new world, because at the end of the day, I feel like what I do and what a lot of entrepreneurs do and what a lot of startup builders do is they just solve problems. That's what they do. I feel like if you open up your mind to what's possible with AI tooling, and what you can do with AI tooling, it really opens up almost this other dimension where you're going to go about your day and you're probably going to identify problems, and you're probably going to be just thinking to yourself, okay, I could build something to solve that. Or like, wow, I should start a company about that. I think after you watch this video, and if you apply some of the stuff that I'm talking about, you're probably just not going to see the world the same way. You're not going to see your job the same way. You're not going to see just like just your day-to-day routine, you will probably visualize it in a different way. And because that's the way I visualize my entire life now. I'm just constantly being exposed to these pain points where I'm like, oh, I think I can solve this, or like this could be this could lead to some. I should do an experiment when I get home. Like I should try to solve something. That's what I hope people get out of, and I think it's impossible not to when you go down this path.
Yeah. No, it's so cool. You know what? We had context with people. We had a conversation before this, and one of the things that you said, as soon as you said it, I actually wrote it down. I wanted to bring it back to you. You said, "I know exactly where a lot of people are right now. They feel like they can't make things and then also make money from doing it. Like, why would anyone do that? And they have this imposter syndrome. I want people to see that they can just build things and come to that realization way faster than I did. Can you just take us down kind of memory lane for a second? Like tell me that moment when you realized you're like, not only are we kind of in this golden era where you can just build things even if you're non-technical, but it can also make money from the things that you're building.
Yeah, this is probably the story that you're talking about is when I made my first real dollar on the internet from one of my products. And it's a product that I made for free. It was again to solve my own pain point. For people who aren't familiar, it's called a personal CRM. Basically, it's just a way better version of a contacts app on your phone. But I needed it because I was doing a lot of networking. I was going to go into finance. So that's the first app, the first serious app that I built. But I did not monetize that for maybe like 2 years. And I think that was because I had this sort of
If you're
imposter
watching this right
syndrome
now, I'm going to stop
where
it
I
and
thought,
restart it because
you
I
know
have
what, no
to
one's
set
going to
up
pay
a
for
stream
this.
for
And
my
I just want
third
ad tracking
platform.
for it. That
Peace.
by far is the number one lesson that has stuck with me probably over the last few years. Like that is the most memorable thing because